Ladies and gentlemen, babies and elephant, welcome to another new video. My name is Bosley, and today I want to bring for you guys Skeleton Mage Summoner. This is a very popular build, especially for the league start, and I just want to share my take on the build. It's pretty much quite commonly used at the moment, like a lot of new players that have been trying to use summoners to go through their acts. So if you're a new player or you're an existing player or you are trying to play a summoner or if you've never played a summoner before, I think this video might help you a little bit. So let's talk some facts about the build, right? So summoners tend to be very, very known for cheap, very known for very reliable, and especially for people like you who are lazy just like me, you will enjoy this build very, very much. For me, it's because it's cheap. For a league starter, you don't have to worry too much about the gear choices. You don't have to worry too much about spending a lot of currency. Of course, this is my second character, so I had a little bit of a head start just to get some basic gears, but don't get me wrong, you can definitely play this build entirely from a new character, new account, even you just started playing today. Okay, so I'm just going to share the real basic one. I'm going to assume all you guys who are watching the video have not played summoners or you're very, very new to the game. Those who are veterans, I believe that you won't even click on this video because there's plenty of better videos out there. But this is just a video for me to share my opinion and my interest in playing the summoner build. And for those who don't know how to search for other people's videos and you had just happened to found my one, welcome. So this is the summoner build. So let's talk real basic here. Okay, let's talk about the Ascendancy first. Now, if you have never played PoE or this is your first game playing a PoE, okay, Ascendancy is just like a class, like any other RPG game that you played. Ascendancy is like a class, and then the character you play, you can choose to advance into a different class. Then it will therefore unlock additional skills related to that class, specifically for that class only. So Summoner is actually a class which is what we call here Ascendancy. Okay, so let's talk about the Ascendancy first. All right, so the Ascendancy, we will be picking Summoner. As you can see here, my level is only 69. I literally just finished all the acts. I just gathered some simple gears just to have all the basic necessities met. All the basic requirements met. For example, my resist. I capped all my resist. That's the number one priority if you're a new player, especially when you finish all the acts. This is when you start actually playing the game because of the end game content. Now, the first thing you want to do before you enter the end game content is you must make sure all your resistances are all capped. That's number one priority, okay? No matter how good you are, no matter how much damage, how many trillion damage you can do, you can just die just like that. It doesn't really matter anymore. So I haven't done my third trial Ascendancy or the fourth one. I just only done two, which is the normal and Merc Lab, I guess. That's what they call it. So yeah. So basically, first thing you want to pick for, you want to pick Mindless Aggression so that this gives all your minions some increased damage, movement speed, and attack speed, and cast speed. And then you want to move forward to Unnatural Strength, so it gives +2 levels to all your minion skill gems. After when you pick this one, the third Ascendancy point that you want to pick is you want to pick either Commander of Darkness or you pick Mistress of Sacrifice. Now, I personally would think going for Mistress of Sacrifice will be a much better choice, because the offering skills that you use on your minions will be used on you as well. Of course, with the con, which is you get only the 50% effect of the offering, but it's still good. The offering that you want to use will be Bone Offering. So what Bone Offering does, it gives your minion chance to block spell damage and chance to block attack damage. So it will affect you as well, which gives you a huge defensive layer for your character to actually block all the spell damage and attack damage, since your character is not the one doing all the damage, only your minions are the one doing all the damage. And also, you will get 40% increased skill effect duration, which also applies to your skeletons. So when you summon your skeletons, you get they will last longer, because skeletons only they only last for a certain period of time. So as you can see here, it says minion lasts for 32.8 seconds. So you'll last a bit longer once you take this node. Okay, then after that, you want to pick Commander of Darkness. So all the auras you have will give you 3% increased attack and cast speed to your allies. And also it gives you and your allies increase 30% increased damage. And you and your allies will get 30% increased elemental resistances. So at the moment now, I'm using a lot of stuff that gives me a lot of elemental resistances. As soon as I get this one, I can drop some of them and get some better gear that gives more damage to my minions, rather than focusing too much on the elemental resistances. Okay, so that is the Ascendancy. Now, next up, we want to talk about the gear choices. Now, I actually tuned a little bit of my gears here, but this is what you can go for. The gold that I spent, like the amount of currency I spent, is really, really low. The only most expensive thing in this build will be the Flash Crafter, and it is if you're talking about League Start and up to like maps, and you can go up to like yellow maps without using Flash Crafter at all. You can just use a Tabula, or you can just use any 4-link armor or 5-link armor, whatever armor that you have, whatever budget that you have, it's okay. That's the wonderful beauty of playing a summoner build, because it is totally not really reliant on gear choice, your gears that you have. Mostly it's just on the skill gem levels and the quality of the gems and so on and stuff like that. So it doesn't really matter all that much with the gears that you're using. So you don't have to worry too much about it, right? So what I have here, I just literally crafted this one. So what I have is a normal one. So what you want to do is you just get any basic wand. Okay, assumingly that you want to go up to this stage. You just want to get any basic simple wand. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to go for essences, and you want to try to look for essence that gives you essence of fear. Whether it's the muttering version, the weeping version, the wailing version, it doesn't matter which one you have, the better, of course, it will give you more damage. So basically what this does is when you use this to craft on whatever one-handed weapon you have, it will craft on additional mod, which is the minions deal additional increased damage. So I actually used one of my screaming, so it gives me 50 to 56% increased damage, and also all the other random stats, which doesn't really concern me at all. And then I crafted attack and increased cast speed for minions as well. So that's what you want to get. Now, if you are in the early game, okay, just get any wand or any weapon. It doesn't really matter. Most importantly is your minions. And then after that, you want to get another choice that you can use, which is what I used. Not advisable, especially for new players, but it's definitely an option if you want to use it. You can use Arendel's Embrace, but this one, it will actually kill your skeletons a lot faster, so I won't suggest this one. But you can use the one which is called Midnight Bargain, but this one you can only use it when you are level 40. The only downside by using this one is because it reserves 30% of your life. So if you have 1000 life, 30% will be gone. You only have 700 life left, which is quite risky, especially for new players. So you have to be very careful when you're using this one. But of course, it gives you additional zombie, it gives you additional spectre, it gives you additional skeleton, it gives you gives your minions increased damage, increased move speed, and stuff like that. So this is an option if you want. Since I've gone to this stage, I don't need this because the 30% life matters for me a lot. So I just switched it to any random damage one for minions. Just use any Gold Rim. Gold Rim is a really, really good helmet. You can use it on level 1 itself. When you're a level 1 character, you can just use this one because of the huge chunk of all elemental resistances. That's the only reason we're using this. We're going to drop this one as soon as we can start changing gears and farm a bit more currency. I'm just using this, what do you call? I'm using Matua Tupuna shield just because it gives you +2 level to minion gems. I picked this up while I was leveling. And increased effect of non-curse auras. And very basic stuff. I'm just using this to put in my zombies, my Ray Spectres on this gem so we get higher levels so they can have more health, which allows them to last a bit longer. Now this talisman, right, is actually quite simple. The reason why I got this element because I wanted my minions to have the Ravenous Horde, the craft on it. Because if you look at the skill tree, right, Ravenous Horde is over here, and it costs you 1 green, 1 silver, and 1 golden oil. Now, this is going to cost you quite an amount of currency. Apparently, I just got this necklace for like, talisman for like 1 or 2 chaos, I think. Really, really cheap. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we actually search for this amulets that actually gives you certain passives on the skill tree, anointment, without actually paying a lot of money for the anointment oils itself. So the cheaper way to do this, right? So just what you want to do is you want to go to pathofexile.com/trade. This is the official PoE trade website. Okay, once you've gone onto this page, which I'm going to just show you here, a very simple, quick tip on how to do this. Just search for amulet in the item category. And then on the stat filter, you just type in allocate. Choose the first one over here. And then here, you just type in whatever anointment you want. And just find the cheapest option that you can have. A talisman that has the suitable stats that you need. Also giving you the anointment when you're on a really, really tight budget. Okay. So for this example, I'm going to use Ravenous Horde. So this one is a Ravenous Horde. And then I'm just going to click search. And all the talisman that has Ravenous Horde will just pop out over here. As you can see, it's just 1 chaos. You get Ravenous Horde for 1 chaos. That's it. And this one you have like regen. So from here, you just want to see whatever stats that you are suitable that you need, that you can afford as well. It's going to be like 1 chaos, 1 chaos, 1 chaos, 2 chaos. Really, really cheap way to do it. That's how I figured it out, because I'm a really cheapskate guy, right? So I like to do get stuff for bargain. So that is where I got my necklace. Ring, I'm just using one of the random rings that I have. This one is a very basic ring that gives me attributes and also elemental resistances. One of the things that you really need to take note on this build is you need a lot of dexterity because of the gems that you're using, like GMP, PS gems, your sniper's mark gems and stuff like that. You really need a lot of dexterity, so you have to be careful on that. So you have to make sure you have enough for dexterity. And another ring here that gives me dexterity, life, and some resist. A gauntlet here that gives me life and resist. A belt that life and resist. And boots with life and resist. So all these are basically giving me all my life and resistances capped, which gives me a good start just to start mapping, right? So that is the gear choices. The next topic, we're going to talk about the gem links. Now the gem links, the main gem links here will be the summon skeletons. Make sure you have to get the Val version. If you don't know how to get the Val version, either you can trade and buy from the market, or the other way is that you have Val orbs and just buy a bunch of summon skeletons from the vendor and just Val them until you get a Val summon skeletons skill gem. Okay? So if you really can't get the Val version, you can get the summon skeleton version, and once you farm up more currency, you can switch to the Val version as well. It depends on you, right? So skeletons here, linked with Spell Echo. Spell Echo allows you to cast, instead of one skeleton at a time, you can cast like 6 at a time. So a lot faster, and your minions will have Spell Echo as well, okay? Increased crit strikes. I'm just using this because it gives my minions a lot more crit chance. Pierce support, so that all their projectiles will pierce all the enemies and will give you a lot more better clear speed, and GMP for more projectiles. Tempest Shield is the extra shield that gives me chance to block spell damage and grants me immunity to shock. Convocation allows you to bring your minions back to make sure your minions are following you all the time. Flash Offering, I'm using Flash Offering at the moment for more DPS, but I want to switch to Bone Offering soon, like I told you before, that gives you all the defensive layers that you need, okay? Here I'm using Sniper's Mark, just cast the Sniper's Mark on the unique enemy, the boss, for more juicy single target damage. Here I'm using Zealotry. Zealotry will be our aura for damage for our minions. It gives our minion spell crit chance and spell damage. And I'm using Flame Dash for my mobility, my movement skill. And here will be Raise Zombie, medium life with Raise Spectra. I'm using Stone Golem, Culling Strike with also Dread Banner, Defiance Banner. So Defiance Banner gives us more armor and more evasion as well, which is good. extra defensive layers. So that those are the gem links. The flask choices, we have a life flask with immunity to bleeding. I'm just going to get one more. Oh, I'm just going to add one more mod on it just to get additional, you know, juicy. You want to get immunity to chill and quicksilver flask. Let's just craft something random on it. You know, elemental resistances, block stun, elemental resistances. Okay, fine. Granite flask, you're going to add another one. So this one gives us more armor. Flask into burning, which is good, and some mana flasks, so you can change it as you go, but these are the basic flasks that you need while you're leveling. For the Pantheons, I'm using Lunaris for more physical damage reduction. I'm using Rizlada for life flask gain, but you want to potentially change to Shikari so that you get maximum 3 stacks of poison when you're up against poison. For the bandits, you want to kill all the bandits so that you will get 2 extra skill points from Aramir, which is very important for the build, because for this build, skill points is very important. The more skill points, the better. So the armor, if you are using a tabula, you're going to use this 5 gems. Additionally, you will use either, you can use elemental focus, you can use increased minion damage, stuff like that. For the 6 gemling, like here, minion damage. And that is the bandits. So last but not least, the skill tree. Now the skill tree here, right? So as you progress, right? As I'm assuming if you guys out there who are playing this as a second character, what you want to do is do what I did. Buy a Dead Reckoning jewel from the beginning, like from level 1. Buy a Dead Reckoning jewel. As soon as you, because you can only use summon skeletons at level 10, okay? Which gives you 10 skill points. So from here, you when you level all the way up here, just in time you use this one and your summon skeletons, and all your skeletons will be skeleton mages instead. So this is how I did it. So that's the number 1 priority what you want to do. If you are not an existing player, if you are a new player, don't worry about the Dead Reckoning gem. Get the Dead Reckoning jewel later on. It's gonna be like what, 10 chaos, I think. So don't worry about the jewel first. Just level according to this way. So you want to pick up Deep Wisdom and then go up to Lord of the Dead, so it gives you additional skeleton. And then pick up some life nodes over here, and then move down here and pick up Enduring Bond. So this one allows your minion to last longer and increase increase damage when they just when you use a minion skill recently, which is skeleton, which is most of the case. You'll always be casting them recently, and increase minion duration as well. And then move down here. You want to pick up Sacrifice for more life for the minions and more attack speed and cast speed for the minions. And then you want to pick up a life node over here, which is Discipline and Training, Retribution. And then you want to move up here, pick up Agility node if you need one, and then pick up Death Attunement, so additional zombies and spectres and skeletons as well. Then you want to move down here and pick up Purity of Flesh for more life. Pick up Sovereignty for some mana reservation efficiency for the skills. Move down here and pick up Righteous Army and Redemption for more life and DPS for your minions. Move down here and pick up Devotion for more life for yourself. And then down here you can pick up this node if you want to pick up Quickening Covenant if you are an existing player. If you're not, just ignore this one. So if you are a new player, this is the point where you need to get a Cluster Jewel, okay? Because the Cluster Jewel will play a very big role in the build. This Cluster Jewel here, I crafted it myself, okay? But it's not hard to actually craft this jewel, but you potentially you just want to get a jewel that gives you 2 sockets, right? And then you want to get Renewal if you can. So Renewal gives your minions 1% of life regen, and it gives them 5% chance to deal double damage while they're on full life, okay? Most of the time your minions will be full on life, so this one will give them a 5% chance to deal double damage, which is good. If you don't get Renewal, it's fine. Just get anything like Feasting Fiends will be fine as well, because they get Life Leech. The most important thing out of the Cluster Jewels, the reason why, is you want to pick up the Medium Cluster Jewel that gives you Blessed Rebirth. Now this is the most important part of the Cluster Jewels build, because the minions that you created recently cannot be damaged. So minions will always be minions that you have created recently. So this is the one that you really want to get for the build to be really powerful. If you don't have this one, like throughout my course of leveling throughout all the acts, I didn't have Blessed Rebirth, and I leveled up totally fine. Okay, so, but later on in the end game, you will definitely need Blessed Rebirth, so this is what you will really want to get. Okay, so this is the main point of the whole thing. Of course, potentially, if it's better, you get another large cluster jewel over here and then potentially branch out and do the same thing as well over here to get more minion damage and minion attack speed and minion life and all that jazz, right? So Revenant Sword is over here. And this is all the skill points. Potentially now, moving forward, of course, I'll be playing just a life build at the moment. And later on, I hope that I can actually save enough currency to move into a CI build, which is Chaos Inoculation. So Chaos Inoculation allows us to be immune to all the Chaos damage. And then we get a shit ton of Energy Shield and stuff like that. And then we get focus more on the minions damage. And then, yeah, that's pretty much how you want to progress your build from then on. So you want to get something really juicy like the one. There are actually a lot of videos out there in terms of minion gear choices and how to progress your gear and stuff like that. You can actually check them out. They will help a lot. So potentially, just to give you a heads up, the one you want to get +1 level to all spell skill gems and +1 level to all your minion skill gems. You really want to get +1 level. You want to get the higher level the skill gem of your minion skills, the better DPS they will do, which help you clear a lot more better and a lot more faster. Pros and cons on the build. Pros, there is cheap, decent, lazy player friendly, high damage all the way to the end game. The cons, I would say, is if you really want to push this build to the max, you have to spend a lot of currency, I guess. For me personally, the cons is just you have to make sure your character has to be quite durable. Otherwise, you will die and then you have to go back. But in all honesty, in my experience on playing minion builds for the past many leagues, minion builds tend to be a lot more tougher because, you know, there's a lot of stuff around you most of the time, and usually they will take the damage for you until you really take a huge AoE. Most of the time, you'll be fine. Like, the things that really kills you will be like bleeding and poison, chaos damage. Those are the tough stuff that really kills you, and burning as well. Other than that, you're actually you're pretty good. Like, so don't worry too much about it. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you really liked the video. I hope this video gives you some insight or some additional information that you actually wanted to know or stuff like that. If you have any suggestions on the build or if you like the build, please like and subscribe to my channel. Your like will really help us grow our channel to be push out more quality content for you guys. So I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.